Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. We're continuing our playthrough of Kingdom Death Monster. We're going to be taking on a screaming antelope. We have our 4 brave survivors that were able to make it through the hunt phase. Now before we continue with this showdown, we have to actually go back and correct the Hands of Heat story event. I failed to realize that the whole block of text I was supposed to read, I only read one of the sentences. So we're going to go back to that moment and take care of the rest of that Hands of Heat story event. Then we're going to go on to take on this screaming antelope. If you think our survivors have what it takes, then I need you to meet me at the table. So if we look at the Hands of Heat story event, experiment with lanterns. As the 2 here, I realized I was supposed to read this entire thing. I thought I was just supposed to read badly burned, disfigured, the survivors exiled from the settlement because that was near the number 2. That was my mistake. I don't even know why I thought that. So we're going to go ahead and read the entire block. It says, an agitated lantern shatters in the survivor's face. Badly burned and disfigured, the survivors exiled from the settlement as an inhuman monster. However, the other survivors learn something from this tragedy. Your settlement gains the Lantern of an Innovation, -1 population, add the Bone Witch story event to the timeline 3 lantern years from now. So we've already lost our population. I got rid of Tanis, and we're going to go ahead and add the Bone Witch and the Lantern Oven to our settlement. So if we look at our settlement record sheet, Hands of Heat is right here. So we're going to write Bone Witch right down here next to, of course, our Hooded Knight. That's going to be awesome. I can hardly wait till both of those take place because we'll also have to do a random one as well. So we're going to have 3 events happening on this timeline. We might have to stock up on some population before we have to deal with all that, but that's what we have to put there. Now we also gain an innovation. We gain the Lantern Oven Innovation. So it says here, agitating lanterns, a source of heat becomes available to the settlement. Departing survivors gain +1 survival. So I'm going to give all of our survivors +1 survival because we should have had this as one of our innovations before we left the settlement. We also have to add the Lantern Oven Consequences to the innovation deck. So I have grabbed both Scrap Smelting and Cooking, which are Lantern Oven Consequences, and we're going to add these to our innovation deck. With that correction done, we're going to move into setting up our Screaming Antelope showdown phase. So here's the setup for our showdown. We're going to have to put out some acanthus plants and a bug spot. It says here terrain and deployment. 3 acanthus plant terrain cards, which is going to be 6 plants in total, are set up in the green area. We're going to put a bug spot terrain card. We're going to set it up in the gold area. Then we're going to grab 2 random terrain cards and set them up normally. We're going to place the monster in the center of the board, but notice we're going to be starting at the edge of the board this time instead of around the monster like we do with the white lion. So we're going to decide what edge to start on, but we can decide that after we put out our terrain. So the first thing we have to do is bring in our acanthus plants. Here is the terrain card for the acanthus plant. It says roll a d10. If you have a sickle instead, roll 2d10. Ooh, that's really good. We don't have a sickle. So you're able to gain maybe some of this acanthus plants, but what we have to do is to set this up at least 6 spaces away from all other acanthus plants. Now that is if you drew the card. Now according to our showdown, we have to put 3 acanthus plants terrain cards out here. And we're not going to be able to do this because you cannot place all this around this antelope without actually failing to meet this requirement. So during the setup, the monster-specific showdown setup trumps anything that's on these cards. So I'm able to just put 6 of these out pretty much anywhere I want to. So we can just kind of put them all around him wherever we decide to put them. But of course, it has to be inside that zone. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about 4 away from him. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put these kind of just like that. I think that'll be good. Now, of course, we also have that bug patch. And it told us to put it in a specific spot, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, right here. That's where our bug patch go. I know it's a little bit off camera. I apologize. I'm going to turn all these because I'm that kind of person and I like everything kind of facing me. So we're going to have all the acanthus plants turned so they look at me because that's the way I like it. Now we also get to draw 2 random terrain cards. So we're going to mix these up. We're going to grab 2 of them from here and let's see what we get. We're going to take that one and we're going to take that one. These are the 2 terrain cards we're also going to have to place on the board. The first one is another set of acanthus plants. And then we've got, what's this? Ore vein. Roll a d10. If you're carrying a pickaxe, roll a 2d10 instead. Well, we're not. But we might be able to find some materials based on this ore vein. Now it does say, set up at least 6 spaces from all other terrain. And this one says 6 spaces away from all other acanthus plants. So we're going to go ahead and grab 2 more acanthus plants and an ore vein. Now, of course, the drawn acanthus plant has to abide by these rules. Set up at least 6 spaces away from all other acanthus plants. Now, I'm planning to come in from this side. So we're going to put some more over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we can put one right here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we can put one right about here. Now actually, I think I'm going to put it way down here. That's my plan. Because this has to be 6 spaces away from any other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just like that. I think we're going to be okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. I think we're okay. I think we set everything up okay. So we're going to go ahead and put those there. Now we're going to put our characters out on the board. I'm going to put this one right here. She's going to go. She might actually just go grab this right away because I'm pretty interested to see what that ore vein does. Now we have Caramon. He's a big brute. He's going to go right there. And the last person we have is going to be Riverwind. He's going to go down here. Remember, he doesn't have any weapons at all. He's just going to run in and eat this guy. That's my plan with this guy. All right, he's going to start out right there. Okay, we have our characters played out. We have our monster there. All the terrain is set up. And we're going to go ahead and put these terrain cards over here. So again, hopefully I will remember them as this game goes on. I'm not going to put anything that is detrimental to the monster over there. I would like to keep those down next to the monster, so hopefully I remember them. Now let's set up our Screaming Antelope AI deck and his hit location deck. So we're going to go ahead and set up our Screaming Antelope. If we look at his card, it says that he starts with 7 basic and 3 advanced cards. So we're going to go ahead and take those. We have all the basic ones right here. So we're going to mix all these up and we're going to grab 7 of them. And we're going to see what our Screaming Antelope is going to be able to do to us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are our 7 basic ones. Now, of course, we have to take 3 advanced and they're right here. We're going to shuffle up all these advanced ones and we're going to take 3 of them. We're going to take 1, 2, and 3. Those are our 3 advanced cards. Now that is all our Screaming Antelope has when it comes to our AI deck. Now he does start with a special ability called Trample. So we're going to go ahead and take our Trample card and take a look at it. First, I don't think I want to be a victim of Trample. That doesn't look too pleasant. It says when a monster collides with a survivor, they suffer damage equal to the monster level to a random hit location. Now when the White Lion collided with us, we just got knocked down. It wasn't that the end of the world. Now in this one, we're actually going to take damage if the monster runs into us. So we don't want to get run into at all. So we're going to put our AI deck right there. And we're going to take our hit location deck and we're going to shuffle that up. It's a pretty decent sized hit location deck, which is good. We're going to shuffle that up. Now, of course, there is a trap, or it might even be more. I don't even know. But we're going to put it right there. And know there's at least one. I believe there's at least one in every single one of our encounters we're going to be fighting. That is our Screaming Antelope. He's all set up. We are ready to take him on. So before we start the fight, I'm going to go ahead and give everybody their Stone Noses ability. On arrival gains 1 survival and 1 insanity. So anybody that doesn't have 5 survival already that has those stone noses is going to go to 5. So Riverwind and Kitiara are both going to gain a survival. They're going to go to 5. Also, I think if I remember right, he had 7 insanity, so he's going to go to 8. If I'm wrong, please let me know, but I think that's where we stopped when we fought the Butcher. I could be wrong, but he's going to gain the insanity and the survival. And anybody else who has these stone noses, I'm going to do that for as well. I believe it's going to be Caramon and Kitiara. They're both at least going to gain an insanity and a survival if they can. And in true Kingdom Death style, of course, our monster is going to go first. So we're going to go ahead and take the top AI card and see what it is. Crush and Devour. Pick target closest threat in field of view in range. Closest survivor in range, no target, graze. Move and devour. Target 2 speed, 2 accuracy before damage. If any attack roll hits, Target gains gobbled up survivor status card. Oh, that's probably not any good at all. All right, so let's go ahead and check our targets. Closest threat in field of view, closest survivor in range. I don't think any of those are going to pertain, but let's check it out. Now, our closest survivor is actually like 9 squares away in that direction. So neither of these pick target are going to actually come into play because they're not in range. So no target graze, which is going to be his instinct on his card here. It says, the monster full moves to the closest acanthus plant and ends its turn. If the monster is on or adjacent to an acanthus plant, archive the terrain and heal 1 wound. If there are no acanthus plants on the showdown board, instead full move forward in a straight line. All right, and his heal ability states that he is going to take the top wound card and place it on the bottom of his AI deck. That's how he's going to be able to heal. Now, the closest acanthus plant is going to be this one, I believe. Or it could be that one as well, but I think I want him to come closer to us. So he's going to move 1, 2 over here, and he's going to go ahead and gobble up this acanthus plant. So that's gone from the game. We can't actually get that. But he hopefully is in a closer place to us so we can actually take advantage of anything we can do to try to get him. We're going to go ahead and discard our AI card, and that is not a fun AI card. We got to get rid of that somehow. So now that our monster has moved, it is our turn. And I think our best plan is just to set up our next attack against this guy. I don't have any way to really get to him first, so I think it's better if I get him to come to us with minimal damage and hopefully be able to get a good first strike. Of course, all my great plans in this game never exactly come to fruition. And normally the next thing I know, I'm scrambling all around to try to see if I can survive. So we're going to start with Caramon. He's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I've got a plan. I do have a plan. It might not be the best. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to right here. She's going to move up 1, and she's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She has her white lion boots, and these are connected with the infinities, so she gets +1 movement. So she's over here. Now that I've done that, I also want to probably pick up this ore and this acanthus plant just to have. So we're going to go ahead and take this ore and see what happens. So we're going to take a die and we're going to roll it and see what I'm going to have Kitiara grab it and see what she finds. She got a Lantern 10. Oh, let's read what that says. The Lantern 10 says, find a Great Hall, gain 2 Iron Strange Resources, archive, oh no, sorry, 10. Find something shiny, gain 1 Iron Strange Resource, archive this card. All right, so that'll be pretty awesome. Let's go get some iron. So here's our Iron Strange Resource. All it says on the bottom is harder than bone. So that means if I make things out of this, it's probably not gonna break. The next person I'm going to have do an action is I'm going to have Goldmoon go ahead and take a look at this acanthus plant. Now, of course, I did this wrong. I have to archive this. I should have had him look at it so she could have used her circle it, but I didn't do that. I did it in the wrong order because I did a bad thing. All right, we're going to see what we get here. We got a 4. So we're going to check out what the acanthus plant says for 4. It says, find nothing, archive this terrain. Oh, that's sadness. All right, so we're going to go ahead and archive this terrain. And that's going to be the end of our survivor's turn. Now it's going to be our Antelope. All right, let's see what he does. Great kick. Random survivor in blind spot. Nope. Furthest threat in field of view in range. Oh no, this isn't going to go anywhere near what I wanted to do. No target graze. Move and attack blind spot. If the target is adjacent, turn monster so the target is in its blind spot. Speed 4, accuracy 2, 2 damage. Oh, that's terrible. Destroyed hooves, the screaming antelope. Okay, I don't have that. Pick target. Random survivor in blind spot, furthest threat in field of view. Okay, let's go take care of that. So, great kick states random survivor in blind spot. Not going to happen. Furthest threat in field of view in range. So, furthest threat is going to be her, but it also has to be in field of view, which is everywhere except for the blind spot. And sadly, in range is where the kicker comes in. I have sadly totally set myself up poorly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could come over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come over here. 1, you can move over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and kick her. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 2 furthest characters in field of view and in range is going to be Kitiara and Goldmoon. And I believe we're going to actually have him go attack Goldmoon because Goldmoon can at least use her survival to dodge. Well, she could also use survival to dodge though as well. Actually, maybe it's not going to be too bad to have her go down and hit her. Yeah, that's actually a really good thing. He's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is our Screaming Antelope's movement value. It's 6. So that is the furthest character or threat in field of view and in range. And we're all threats, we're all standing. So now it's going to go ahead and attack. And it says, move and attack blind spot. If the target is adjacent, turn monster so the target is in its blind spot. All right, so we're going to put her in the blind spot. That's fantastic. She kicked all the way to the moon. All right, if the target is adjacent, turn the blind spot. Okay, speed 4, accuracy 2, damage 2. All right, I don't think she has any way of helping at all. So Kitty Yara is about to get great kicked. I probably should have actually had her get kicked. I didn't realize, I totally failed to realize it was 4 speed, which means he gets to roll 4 dice against her. Now she does have +1 evasion, so hopefully she'll be able to, one of these will miss. She also, of course, has this extra sense +1 dodge per round, which I believe I can use on this attack. So I'm gonna be able to dodge 2 of these. If I can't do 2 on an attack, please let me know in the comments below, but I believe you can use this at least 1 more time in a round. Normally you can only dodge 1 a round. So let's see how he does. Oh, he of course hit all 4 times. He's going to kick her really good. So we're going to roll our 4 dice and see where she gets kicked. This is going to be probably pretty terrible. Oh, she got kicked in the head. Oh, she does have some armor in the head. So she'll probably take the head. That's not a big deal. She does have armor in the waist too, so she'll probably take it in the waist. I'll take it in the legs too. I guess the only one I really want to dodge is probably the body, just because the body is the most common die roll. But even though that is the most common, we a lot of times see hands, but I didn't see hands this time. So she's going to go ahead and take 1 to the head, or 2 to the head. So she's going to go down to 1 here, and then she's going to go ahead and take a leg. She's going to get hit pretty tough. She's going to go fall down with the legs. For her waist, she's going to take 1, and she's going to go ahead and take a light injury there. And I believe that's all. And she's going to dodge this one. So her survival is going to go to 4. There we go. Wow, we survived the first great kick against this beast. All right, we got to get this card out of there. That's also pretty ridiculous. So we're going to discard this card. And I don't know if you both noticed this, but these are the 2 of the 3 advanced cards this thing has. So it's really started out of the gate strong. And now it is our turn to go against the Antelope. My plan to actually do a lot of really good work is not exactly where I want it, but that's okay. We've got him, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could go back here and use his fist and tooth. Let's start there. He's going to go ahead and attack with his fist and tooth. I also have her ability to jump. She can lunge in here, but then she'll be in front. I don't know if that's a good idea. He can also come in with his axe as well. So we're going to start with, oh, maybe we should start with the cat eye circlet just so we know what we're going up against. I think that's a good idea. I'm going to get her out of the way. 1, 2, 3, over to here. And she's going to use the cat eye circlet to see the top AI cards, and we're going to go ahead and put them back in any order. Or sorry, not AI cards, hit locations, which are even better to look at. So we got 3 hit location cards. Let's see what 3 location cards we're dealing with. Ferocious Spasm, Reflex. The Screaming Antelope frantically kicks everything around it. Okay, that's not, oh, it's going to do it no matter what. 1 at a time, target each survivor in the zone of death and perform its basic attack. Okay, that's terrible. Wound, what's this one? Relentless Shank. Roll a d10 for each survivor currently in the monster's blind spot. On a result of 3+, they are brutally back kicked and suffer 3 damage to a random hit location. Oh man, a knockback 5. Reflex. Oh man, these are all just reflexes. If attacking with a melee weapon and the roll to wound on this location is 1 or 2, the monster consumes your weapon. Oh my gosh. Archive the gear and cancel the attack. If attacked with fish and tooth, suffer dismembered severe arm injury. Wow, all 3 of these are absolutely terrible. All right, so I don't think he's going to be the one that's going to go in and attack first, but he's, where was he, right here, I think? Oh, man, yeah, I guess he's going to be probably the first one to go in. So he's going to be going in first, so I don't want him to get this one. I think he's just going to go ahead. This is just going to be bad. All right, on a result of 3+, they're brutally back kicked. All right, we're going to go in this order. We're going to hopefully have somebody with, oh, maybe I can attack with that sword and I won't lose it. All right, we're going to put these down here. All right, we're thinking too much. We should just go ahead and see what we can do. I don't like this guy right off the bat. He's going to go ahead and attack with his fists and tooth. So Riverwind is going to use his fists and tooth, and he's got the monster claw thing here, so he gets +1 accuracy, and he also gets +1 accuracy because of his character. He needs to get a 6+ and already hit. Oh wow, look, a Lanternir 10 and 7, but sadly Lanternir doesn't help me with our attack. It only happens when we try to damage because we've got Savage, which would give us an extra wound. Now of course we know what our 2 cards are. We've got that Spasm and we've got our Restless Shank. And we know that the Restless Shank is going to knock us back, so we want to go ahead and take care of this Ferocious Spasm first. So we're going to roll against its toughness. And our toughness on the Screaming Antelope is an 8. So I need to roll an 8 or better. I don't have anything that's going to help me with strength, so I need an 8 or better on this roll. I got a 6, so I failed. So that means it's going to do its basic attack, targeting Riverwind. And our Screaming Antelope's basic attack is move and attack target. And it says speed 2, +2, damage once, so it's going to be able to attack twice. So we're going to go ahead and roll our dice and see what happens. He needs a 2+. Now, Riverwind I don't think has any type of evasion. No, he doesn't. All right, let's see what he gets. Oh, a 1 and a 2. Okay, so he missed with 1, but he hit me once. Not the end of the world. Let's see where he hit Riverwind. This is going to be actually pretty decent. All right. Oh, well, in the head. That's no good. I got hit for 1, but that's okay. I've got armor in the head. We're going to go ahead and take that. So we're going to go down to 2 here, and that's okay. Actually, I went okay. We're going to go ahead and remove these dice. This is completed. We're going to go ahead and discard this, and we're going to go ahead and see if we're able to hit the Restless Shank. Again, I need an 8+, but remember, I get +1, was it luck, when I attack. So if I get a 9+, it's actually going to hit. It's going to be really good. Oh, I didn't get a 5. I missed. All right, so instead, we're going to have to go ahead and see what this says. Oh, it's a wound location. It doesn't happen. I didn't wound him. So that's the end of Riverwind's turn. He actually didn't do anything except got clocked in the head. Now we know what our next hit location card is. It's the one that could potentially devour a weapon, which is bad news. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I get Caramon to move back here, he could attack in the blind spot using that bone blade that I gave him, because that way if it gets devoured, it's not the end of the world. I just don't want to lose that butcher's cleaver. So we're going to go ahead and use this. It's got 2 speed. It hits on a 6+, 5+ because I'm in the blind spot, and I get +2 to my strength. So our Bone Blade has 2 speed. We're going to go ahead and roll 2 dice. We need a 5+, see if we hit this guy. Hopefully we hit him. Oh, we got a Lantern 10. Now that is awesome. Because of his Mighty Strike's perfect hit gives me +2 strength when I go to roll. Now, of course, the 4 missed, which is sad. And we know what our hit location is. It has the potential to lose your weapon, which is not going to be good. It says right here, if the attack is with a melee weapon and the wound roll of this location is a 1 or 2, the monster consumes my weapon. All right, let's hope that doesn't happen. We're going to roll our die and see what happens. We get +2 to our strength with this. So I actually have +4 strength. Let's see how we do. Oh, we got a Lantern near 10. We don't have to worry about the reflex action at all. We critically hit him. So let's take a look at that. It says, gain 1 Screaming Antelope resource, persistent injury, vomit, blood. Whenever the monster collides with a survivor, they are drenched in blood and gain 1d10 insanity. Oh my gosh, that sounds terrible. I mean, insanity is kind of nice, but that's a lot of insanity. All right, we're going to go put this down with the rest of our monster cards, and so I don't forget it. I had a tendency to do that before. We also do a wound with this as well. So let's go take care of all of that. So we're going to put this card right here so I try not to forget it. We're going to do a wound to our Screaming Antelope. Wow, that was really good. And because we critically wounded it, its reflex action does not actually happen. It skips all this. So that was really good. So that is the end of Caramon's turn. Let's move into somebody else's turn. Now, the only person that hasn't gone yet is Goldmoon, and she has this White Lion Cloak. Spend your movement and your action, move 3 spaces in a straight line. Then, if you moved 3 spaces, activate a melee weapon with +1 strength. Well, she's got those dagger, which is going to be awesome. She's got the bone dagger here. So she's going to move or do the pounce maneuver here. 1, 2, 3. I know she's standing right in front of it, which probably isn't the best plan on the planet, but that's okay. She's going to go ahead and pounce, so she gets +3 strength, and our bone daggers are going to attack for 3 with a 7+ to hit, and now I get +1 strength, so I get 2+. So she rolls 3 dice, and she gets to hit on a 7+ with her weapon, but she gets +1 accuracy, so she hits on a 6+. Let's see how she does. She needs a 6+. She got 2 hits. And this 9 right here, it's not going to come into effect, but it does say Timeless Eye. Perfect hits on a 9 or 10. And our Bone Dagger has the perfect hit gains +1 survival. Well, I already have max survival, so that doesn't really play into effect, but I do get the +1 survival if that ever happens again. Now, we hit him twice, so let's see what we found. We found the Restless Muzzle. It says here, if you hit with a club or shield, you clobber the monster and gain +2 luck when attempting to wound this location. Well, that's not going to happen. Our next one here says, -2 toughness to wound this location. But if I wound it, blood and spittle erupt from the Screaming Antelope's wounded undermaw. If the wound roll result is even, suffer 1 brain damage. If the wound roll is odd, gain 1 insanity. Okay, so it's an either odd. So neither one of these is really that bad to deal with. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and do this one first, just because there's absolutely nothing that could happen. And now the strength on that weapon is only +1, but I get +1 for doing the pounce, so it's 2. So the toughness on our antelope is going to be 8. So I need to get a 6+ in order to wound this antelope. Let's see how we do here. I don't think I have anything else that's going to help. Nope, nothing else. All right. Oh, I got a 1, I failed. All right, so we're going to go ahead and discard our Restless Muzzle. Next, we have to go ahead and see if we can get the giant tongue. Now, it's -2 toughness, so I actually, instead of a 6, or 8, it's a 6 toughness, and I get +2, so I need a 4+ to wound this. Oh, and I can't. I didn't wound it. All right, so that's the end of the giant tongue, and that's the end of her turn. Wow. That was a pretty barfy turn. Now, all our survivors have gone, but I do have the ability to surge if I want to, and I'm definitely going to surge with her because she has a really good chance of getting survival back. He also has a really good chance. This is Caramon. He also has a really good chance of getting survival back because of his full rawhide armor set. So we're going to surge first with, I think I'm going to do it with Gold Moon first. So again, with Gold Moon's Bone Dagger, I get to roll 3 dice, and I need a 7+ this time. I get +1 accuracy, so I only need a 6. Let's see if we can get it. Oh, wow, we got 2 perfect hits. So I'm going to gain my survival back, so I don't even have to lose my survival. We got, wow, 2 perfect hits. That's pretty amazing. All right, let's see how we do. We hit 2 locations. We hit the delicate inverted knee. It says, if you hit with a club or shield, oh, it's the same type of thing. It's going to give me +2 luck. All right, well, that's not going to happen. What's this one say? The furry tail. You strike the magnificent bristly tail. All right, so neither one of these is going to actually be bad to hit. So we're just going to start with the delicate inverted knee. Let's see how we do. I think we need a 7+. We failed. All right, let's see how we do on the furry tail. Come on, we got to do something to this guy. Oh, there we go. Another critical hit. That's awesome. All right, critical hit. It says gain 1 Screaming Antelope resource. The Screaming Antelope is off balance. The monster gains a -1 accuracy token. Oh, that's really good. So we're going to gain a Screaming Antelope resource by getting the furry tails a critical hit. I'm also going to discard this card and this one as well. And let's see what we get. We get a pelt. Okay, well, it's just a hide. Hey, can't go wrong with that. I'll take it. That'll go to Gold Moon. Now, the problem is I also forgot this. I should have got one when I hit the giant mouth. It says gain 1 Screaming Antelope resource. I didn't do that, so I'm going to make sure I get that. So this one goes to, it was Caramon that got this. He got the beast steak. Shockingly appetizing. Oh, that looks pretty good. All right, so that's going to go over to Caramon. I forgot to get that when he did his critical hit. And that critical hit is going to allow us to remove another wound, and I'm also going to gain a -1 accuracy token for the antelope. That's awesome. All right, so now he's going to hit hopefully on like a 4+ or something. Who knows? I guess it all depends on the A card that he draws. All right, we're going to continue on. He is also going to surge. This is Caramon, and this time he is going to use his axe. He's going to use that butcher's cleaver he's got. So our butcher's cleaver here is awesome. It attacks twice. It needs a 5+, but I'm in the bad blind side, so I need a 4+. It has +5 strength, and I already have +1 strength here, so I get +6 strength. This thing is just ridiculous. All right, let's see if we hit. We need to get some. Well, we got a 1. That's not going to hit anything. We hit once. All right, let's see what we get. We've got the, what's this? First strike. Oh, that means I have to hit this first. Anyway, no matter what, first strike, you must select this first. That's okay. Relentless Eye. The Screaming Antelope's massive eyes glisten with human-like fear. If the attacker is insane, cancel all hits and end their attack. Otherwise, the attacker suffers 1 brain damage. Oh no, he's insane. So he's going to end his entire attack. Oh, that's too bad. Well, so much for that. Okay, that's not the end of the world. So he's going to use a survival to surge. Now he has to roll a d10 to see if he gets that survival back. And on a 6+, he gets it back. He got his survival back. So I don't actually have to spend the survival to do that surge. So the only 2 people that haven't surged yet is Riverwind, and also we haven't surged with Kitiara. I think Kitiara is going to surge first, and she's actually going to use her cat eye circlet to check out the next set of hit locations, just because I'm getting kind of worried I haven't seen the trap yet. All right, so let's see what the first one is. The first one is the furry throat. If you hit this with a club, oh, same type of deal. All right, the next one is, oh, there's the trap. Okay, what's this trap do? The monster land, okay, the whole deal is, what's here? The Screaming Antelope panics its undermouth, unleashing an inhumane wail. It bucks wildly and leaps into the air. The attacker is doomed. All survivors adjacent to the monster suffer 2 brain damage per monster level. Oh, that's terrible. Knockback 5 and are knocked down. Oh no, the monster lands on its belly and begins to slide on its teeth. Turn the monster directly away from the attacker and full move forward in a straight line. On collision, non-death survivors gain 1 random disorder in addition to normal collision rules. Oh, that's going to be terrible because our collision rule, of course, not only do we have to deal with trample, where if the monster collides with you, they suffer damage equal to monster level. I also have this one too, where if he collides with me, I get drenched in blood, which is just ridiculous. So we're definitely probably going to put that to the bottom. All right, what's our last one? Restless tiny hands. Grasping hands, tiny hands make a rude gestures at you. Startled, you gain +1 insanity and lose your composure. Spend 1 action to regain your senses before you can attack again. Oh, that's terrible too. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put, well, we're going to put this at the bottom. And I think we're going to put this one on top because that's just the nicest one. And I think we're going to go ahead and use our Fist and Tooth. He's also going to surge. All of us are going to surge. It's going to be just a surge party here. So Riverwind is going to go down to 4 survival, and Kittyara is going to go down to 3 survival. And then I think we're going to go ahead and attack now with our Fist and Tooth. So again, Riverwind gets to roll 2 dice, and he needs a 6+ because he has the +1 accuracy here, +1 accuracy here. Oh, actually gets 5+. I might have mistakenly done that last time. He's supposed to get 5+ because he gets a 8 normally to hit, but he gets 7, 6, 5 for being in the blind spot. So let's see what he does. Oh, he got 1. All right, we know that one's okay. There's nothing that's going to happen to him if he hits this wrong. So we're going to go ahead and roll and see what he does. He got a 3. Well, he failed to wound it, so that's the end of that surge. And that's the end of our turn. We're going to go into our Antelope's turn. So with all those attacks, we only managed to do 2 wounds. That was unbelievable. Let's see what it's going to do. It is going to bite. Closest survivor in field of view. Well, I know who that's going to be. Target, speed 1, 2 accuracy, 2 damage. After attack, bleed 1. Target gains a bleeding token. Okay, not too worried about the bleeding token. This isn't too bad of an attack. Well, it is a basic attack. It's those advanced attacks that are out of control. All right, so we're going to go ahead and see how this plays out. So our closest survivor, of course, is Goldmoon. So he's going to go ahead and hit her. So we're going to go ahead and bite her. His speed is 1, so he only gets to roll 1 die. I don't have any evasion. Oh, it's too bad. All right, so we're going to go ahead and roll this up. Now it has -1 accuracy, so it needs a 3+ in order to hit us. And oh, it got a 2. Look at that. It missed completely. So we're going to discard bite. He can go ahead and bite me wherever he wants. Only speed 1. I like that a lot. All right, it's going to be our turn next. Now we know that trap is in here, and I think it's card number 2. So we know that trap is second. I am actually going to trigger the trap, and I've got a plan on how to do it. I think it's going to be pretty good. When you know what the trap is, you can kind of plan for it, and it actually makes things a little bit easier. I'm going to have her, again, use that cat eye circlet to look at 3 cards. Now, why am I doing that when I know it's number 2? Both of these guys, if they attack, they're going to could potentially hit it for 2, meaning the trap would get sprung. I don't want that. So we're going to go ahead and look at our cards. We've got this one. It says, if you hit with a club or shield, oh, okay, the Restless back again, not a big deal. Now we know that trap is in there. Now this one is a failure. Tiny hands start grasping, making rude gestures at you. Oh, that's right. You gain +1 insanity and you lose your composure. All right, so here's the deal. I'm going to put these 2 in order, and I'm going to put the trap on the bottom. The trap is going to be the second card. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to attack it. Yep, he's going to attack with his Butcher's Cleaver. It's going to be awesome. So our Butcher Cleaver attacks on a 5+, but I get a 4+ because I'm in the blind spot. So let's see how I did. Oh, I got 2 5s. That's perfect. All right, so we did 2 hits, which you know are not the traps. That is going to be our Restless back and our Restless tiny hands. So now I get, I believe, +1 strength here. I do. So I get +6 strength with this Butcher's Cleaver. Oh, it's so good. All right, we're going to go ahead and attack this one first because there's absolutely nothing that can happen. So let's see how we do. We got a 5 + 5 is 10. That's a wound. All right, let's see how we do against this one. We're going to go ahead and roll it up. We got a 1. Oh, no. Oh no, that means we failed. I believe a 1 is an auto miss no matter how much you can add to it. So even if it isn't a natural miss, I only got a 7, and it's got a toughness of 8, so sadly we missed here. So I have to actually use an action before I can actually ever use this guy to do something else again. So we're going to discard both of our cards, but we did do 1 wound, so we're going to go ahead and move that over there. All right, now comes our plan. We're going to move him right here. We're also going to move him right here. So those are her actions. And I was right, a natural 1 is an auto miss. A natural 10 is always a hit. So I have to remember that that is the deal. Now she is the next person that's going to go. He's attacked and moved. He just moved. He's not going to make an attack. That's fine. She's not going to do anything. She's already used her cat eye circlet. So she could move if she wanted to, but she's not going to. What she's going to do is back up 1 square. And now if I get all this correct, she's going to go and attack with her bone darts. So I have an attack of 1. I need a 7+. So like this has to be like the actual miracle throw here to see if this all works. So in order for this to pay off, I have to roll a 7+ on this roll. But she does get +1 accuracy, so I only need a 6+. Let's see how it goes. Oh, I did get my 7. That's awesome. So we are going to pull that hit location card, and of course, that's the trap. So let's go ahead and read our trap one more time and then take advantage of it. It says, the screaming antelope panics, its undermouth unleashing an inhuman wail. It bucks wildly and leaps into the air. The attacker is doomed, so Goldmoon is doomed. She can't use any survival. All survivors adjacent to the monster suffer knockback too. Well, I moved all the guys, so I don't have to worry about that. The monster then lands on its belly and begins to slide on its teeth. Turn the monster directly away from the attacker and full move forward in a straight line. On collision, non-deaf survivors gain a disorder. Okay, so I think I set this all up so this is going to be perfect. So I think everything went according to plan. Nobody's around our screaming antelope, so the first part doesn't come into effect, doesn't knock anybody back. Then he turns completely away from the attacker and moves forward and up to his speed value. Well, the speed value is going to make him stop at the edge of the board. If he could move 6, he would, but he's going to stop right there. So that's the end of our antelope's trap card, which was awesome. So we're going to go ahead and now we have to shuffle back. We have to reshuffle the hit location deck. But before we do that, he's going to surge because of that restless, tiny hands that say I have to spend 1 action to regain my senses before I can attack again. And I'm going to roll my die to see if I get back my sanity. I do get back, sorry, not sanity, survival. I do get my survival back. I got a 9. So he went and surged to do that action. So now we have to go ahead and shuffle up our hit location deck here. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle it up one more time, give it a nice little cut there, put it back down here, and now it's going to be our monster's turn because I'm not going to surge with anybody else. Let's see what he does. It says, Bolt, closest knockdown survivor. Okay, nobody's knocked out. Farthest threat in range. Oh no, it's going after Goldmoon again. No target grazed. So my great plan again is, oh, this thing just runs around. Full move the screaming antelope in a straight line away from all survivors. Oh, wow. Okay, so let's go ahead and take care of Bolt. So its farthest threat in range is going to be Goldmoon, which isn't the end of the world. Now, if we look at the card, it says pick target. Closest threat or closest knockdown survivor, not going to happen. Furthest threat in range. So his range, of course, is going to be his movement value, which is 6. So, of course, she is the farthest in range. Now, I have a chance to do a survival action in here, right here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to surge. Since he hasn't surged it, he already did. He can't surge this now. Wait, maybe he can, because now it's back to the monster's turn. I think he could surge right now. We're going to have him surge with his fist and tooth and see how he does. So Riverwind is going to use his fist and tooth. He rolls his dice. He needs a 6+. Let's see how he does. He failed to hit. Wow, Riverwind, I don't know if I really should have done with this fist and tooth. This isn't going so well. So Riverwind failed his surge. He is down to 3 survival. Now, another thing I noticed that I failed to do is when she took all these wounds, I forgot to knock her down. She should have been knocked down from, obviously, the wounds. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use somebody to get an encourage action just to say that I would have actually stirred her back up. So I'm going to have Caramon go ahead and take an encourage action to get her up during that round, just to make sure I'm doing this with all the right survival. So he's going to roll to see if he gets that back. He did not get the survival back, so we're going to go ahead and put him down to 4 survival. And now he's going to surge against this antelope. Now, if he's surging now, he's not going to be able to do it during his turn, but that's okay because this thing's going to be long gone by then. So we're going to roll to see if we get our survival back. And we got a 4. So again, we didn't get our survival back. He's down to 3 survival. But he is going to make a massive hit again with our Butcher's Cleaver. So our Butcher's Cleaver hits on a 5+. I'm not in the blind spot anymore, and I don't have any extra accuracy. So let's see how we do. Oh, we got 2 hits. Wow, that's awesome. All right, let's see how we do against them. Our 2 hits are the Restless Shoulder, and we also got the Gnarled Horns. All right, so I think we're going to go with the failure action first. Oh, it's a knockback 5, though. What's the other one here? The Restless Shoulder. It says, your blow clips the screaming antelope's shoulder, and it jumps back. Turn to face the attacker. Then, without turning, move the monster 1 space directly away from the attacker. Cancel all hits now out of range. Oh, I don't want that. All right, we're going to do this one first with the failure action. Let's go ahead and roll and see what happens. We got a 7. All right, so this one wounded. So we're able to do 1 wound to that. Now let's see what happens to our Restless Shoulder. We got a 9. Now, I don't think I get anything extra with that. No, I don't. I don't have any luck, do I? No, I have no extra luck, so I do not get the critical. That's too bad, but that's okay. We wounded him twice, but he is going to jump back into Riverwind. So we did wound him twice. We're going to go ahead and discard 2 cards. Now we have to discard our 2 hit locations. Now, of course, we're still right in the middle of his bolt action here. He's still already picked his target, so that's not going to change. Now we're going to have to continue on. We have to finish this wound location. So he's going to have to, what is it? Without turn to face the attacker, and without turning, move the monster 1 space directly away from the attacker. That's going to be awesome. So good news, we wounded him. Bad news, he's going to turn to face the person that was attacking him, then move backwards 1 square, which means he's going to collide with this guy. He's going to get knocked back 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the camera. He's going to be knocked down. And of course, he's going to have to take this trample problem here. Our trample card says, when the monster collides with a survivor, they suffer 1 damage equal the monster level to a random hit location. So he's going to, this is poor Riverwind. Riverwind's going to take a damage. Let's see where he gets hit. He got hit in the body. So we're going to go ahead and take the body armor off of Riverwind. He started with 1 armor thanks to his rawhide vest. Now he has none. On top of that, he has to also deal with this thing. Persistent injury, vomit blood. When a monster collides with a survivor, they are drenched in blood and gain D10 insanity. Oh, this is out of control. He gained 10 sanity. Oh my gosh. He's at 18 insanity. I don't even think that's even, I don't see where you're ever going to get insane from this point on. So that is the end of his surge. Riverwind surged already. So now we're going to probably have to continue on with our bolt card finally. So move and attack. He's going to move and then he's going to go attack. All right, let's take care of that. He's going to move this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 right here. And he's going to attack Goldmoon then. So let's see what he does to her. Now our bolt card has 1 speed plus 2 plus accuracy. Now, of course, he has a -1 accuracy token. I don't have any extra evasion up here, so we're just going to go ahead and see how this goes. Oh, wow, he hit me. All right, so we're going to take 1 damage. Where's this damage going to take? It's to the legs. All right, I'm not too worried about that. She has 2 armor in the legs, so we're going to go ahead and take 1 armor to the legs. Now, at this point, the next thing he is going to do is full move the Screaming Antelope in a straight line away from all survivors. So I have to figure out where that's going to go. Now, before that takes place, this is a great time for her to surge now. She's going to go ahead and surge and use her, what is it, her bone dagger. And let's see how she does. She's going to roll 3 dice. She needs a 7 plus. She has +1 accuracy, so she needs a 6 plus to go ahead and hit our Screaming Antelopes. Let's see how he does. Oh, wow, she got 2 hits. All right, let's see what happens to her. Oh, no, there's the trap card. All right, well, I'm just going to discard this because that doesn't matter. So, oh, man, this is going to be bad news. All right, so the first thing that happens is the attacker is doomed. All survivors adjacent to the monster suffer 2 brain damage per monster level and knockback 5. So she's going to go to 2 insanity, which isn't too bad. At least she's not insane. She doesn't have to be insane. And now the next part of it is that she is going to get knocked back 5. All right, let's go take care of that. So she's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, knockback 5. That's fantastic. I don't think she gets, oh, and here it says, and are knocked down. All right, so she's also going to get knocked down by that little maneuver by our wonderful Screaming Antelope. All right, now let's continue on down that card. Let's see what it says. It says the monster lands on its belly and begins to slide on its teeth. Turn the monster directly away from the attacker and full move forward in a straight line. On collision, get a thing. So he's going to turn away from her and move in a straight line back over here. So Caramon's in a pretty good position. Now, I should have, what does it say here? Gets a random, oh, disorder. Okay, yeah. So we're not going to get disorders. Nobody got hit anything. So that is our surge attempt. All right, we're still doing our bolt card here, which is kind of funny. All right, so now we're still doing our bolt card. I don't really, okay, so the bolt card now says full move the Screaming Antelope in a straight line away from all survivors. Well, there's not really a straight line that is going to be beneficial to this antelope, except I believe this way. I believe this would be the best plan is that way. Now, before we do that, I actually am going to do one more surge, which is a little ridiculous. Now, of course, Goldmoon went down to 4 survival when she did that surge action. Kitty Yara, I think, is going to actually do a surge action as well. She's going to use her giant or catgut bow. Now, of course, in order to use this, it's cumbersome, which means I have to give up my move and my action, and she hasn't done either thing yet. So she could surge, I believe, and use this catgut bow. Maybe she can't, now I think about it. Maybe she has to use a dash and a surge to use the catgut bow. I don't know. I think we're going to go ahead and use the catgut bow. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments below. And if I am wrong, you're going to see it in the Klingon subtitles down below as well. So we're going to go ahead and use this. It's a range of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. So she can go ahead and use this. It says aim. When you attack before rolling to hit and you reduce the speed of the weapon by 1 to gain +2 accuracy. I don't think so. I think we're just going to go ahead and shoot it. But before we shoot it, I have to go ahead and reshuffle this because of our trap card. All right, we're going to go ahead and put it up here. We're going to do a little cut and we're going to put it back. Now we're going to go ahead and shoot him. So our bow here is going to give us 2 speed. So I'm going to have 2 dice. I get a 7+ to hit. Now I don't have any kind of accuracy or anything, so we're just going to need a 7+. Oh, we got a lantern 10. That's a good enough for a hit. She doesn't get any bonuses for that, but at least she hit. So we hit, what is it? The Restless Ear. All right, and it doesn't have any type of reaction here. If you hit with this is the club and shield thing. All right, I need to get a club and shield to bash this thing around. All right, I got a 5 + 3 is 8. So that's enough to wound our screaming antelope. So we're again going to put our hit location card there, and we're going to discard another card from the top of the eye deck. Now, using this catgut bow, of course, since it's cumbersome, I can't move this turn either. I use the whole action she's got to pretty much shoot that bow. And now I'm just going to move him forward 6 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just because they're both not threats, and this would still keep him as farther from that character. If we went that way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it would end in the corner and it'd be adjacent to that one. So in theory, I don't know if this is exactly right, but that's the way I'm going to play it. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But I think it's kind of, I'm not sure which way to move this guy. Obviously not this way because I don't want to be near those guys. So we're going to go ahead and discard our bolt card. And now this is just really weird because almost all of our guys have surged. And he could do like an encourage action to get her to stand up and she could pounce. I don't think she's moved yet. All she's done is all she did is surged and attacked. And then she got the trap card played on her. So she hasn't actually done anything, I don't think. So I think we are going to do that. Caramon is going to use his encourage action. So he's going to roll a d10 to see if he keeps his survival. He does get to keep his survival. He's going to encourage her to stand up. And now she's going to go ahead and use her white lion coat that she has to be able to spend her movement and her action to pounce right here. And she's going to be able to attack with her dagger with +1 strength. So our bone dagger gives us 3 dice, and we need a 7+ in order to hit this thing. Now I do get +1 accuracy here, so I only need a 6+ in order to hit him. Let's see how we do. We got 1 perfect hit and 1 here. So we're going to gain back a survival. We're up to 5 survival again. Wow, her survival just keeps going up and down so much that I've actually ripped through the piece of paper here. So she has 5. Now we get to hit him in 2 different places. Let's see where these 2 places are. We have which one here? Super dense. Oh no, is this a frail weapon? No, our dagger's not frail. All right, so let's see here. It says super dense. If I attack, I lose my weapon. Okay, not a big deal. Giant teeth. What's this one? A failure. If attacking with a melee weapon, it is kicked out of reach by the screaming antelope's thrashing hooves. Spend an action to retrieve your lost weapon before you can be used again. If fighting with fist and tooth, oh, I get the dislocated shoulder. Wow, I don't think I want to go fist and tooth with this thing. There's a lot of these that actually do damage to the actual person. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do our giant tooth first so that it doesn't do anything. All right, let's see what we get. We got a 3, plus we have a strength of 2, so that's 5. We miss. So now we're going to go ahead and go at the restless hooves. Let's see how we do. We got a 1. We failed miserably. We lost our daggers. We have to spend an action to get our daggers back. Well, that's just terrible. So we're going to go ahead and discard our 2 cards. So here's where things stand. Hopefully I get this right. She has moved, she has done an action, and she has surged. So she can't do anything else really this turn. She has moved, she has done a surge. The movement she did was be able to use that bow. So she has done those 2 things. He has surged. He has encouraged, but he hasn't moved or attacked. Now, there's nothing really he can attack, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know he looks like he has a bow, but he really doesn't. I have to get new characters for us. He has surged, I believe, and then he got just pushed over there, and I'm not even going to encourage him. He's just going to hang out. I'm going to tell you right now, Fist and Tooth is not working as well as I hope. All right, the only thing she can do, she can still perform an action because she has surged and she has moved. So I think she is going to use an action to go ahead and use her cat eye circlet and look at the top 3 cards. We've got a reflex. Monster turns face the attacker. Not a big deal. Next one we have is the furry throat. If you hit with the club and stuff, you get extra. Oh, and the gnarled horns. On a failure, something really bad happens. All right, so we're going to put these 2 back on top. Now, what are the criticals? Anything really cool? Gain an antelope resource. All right, I'm not even going to read through all those. We're just going to put them back like that. All right, that is the end of our turn. We're going to move into the antelope's turn because I don't think there's anything else any of our guys can do. Now, before our antelope can do anything, we have to go ahead and mix up its AI deck here. It's got 4 wounds left, and we know what they are, and 2 of them are really, really bad. All right, what's the first one? Please be a really nice one. Bite. Oh, yes, it's a really nice one. Closest survivor in field of view. Well, that's going to be Gold Moon again. Okay, so I built Caramon to take all this damage, and all he does is attack Gold Moon. Speed 1, accuracy 2, 2 damage. All right, so we're going to go ahead and look at that. So our closest survivor in field of view is Gold Moon. So he's going to go ahead, turn to face her, and attack. Now, in case anybody's wondering why this thing's running around on teeth, on the bottom here, these are supposed to be little tiny hands and little teeth. You can kind of see them on the model. You can kind of see these little hands and these little teeth. It's really cool. All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn and hit her. So Bite does have a speed of 1, a 2+, but it's 3 because he has that -1 accuracy token. I don't have any evasion over here. So let's see what he got. Oh, he hit me. Let's see where he hit me. Hopefully not someplace too bad. The hands. Of course, I never have anything in the arms. I'm going to go ahead and dodge that. I'm going to use one of my 5 survival here to dodge that attack. We're going to go down to 4 because I don't want to get hit in the hands. I never have any hands for her, and she always rolls hands. It's kind of funny. All right, so we're going to go ahead and discard this. We're going to go ahead first and stand Riverwind up. He's saying, hey guys, I'm over here, help me out. All right, next we're going to go ahead and move up some of the other guys. She's going to move up, I guess, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Caramon's going to run into the back and use his huge giant axe again and see if he can hit that thing. So Caramon's huge butcher cleaver hits on a 5+, but he's in the blind spot, so it's a 4+. He got only 1 hit. All right, let's see what he hit. He hit, what is it, the furry throat. So again, it has to do with clubs and stuff, so that doesn't help us at all. Let's see how he does. He got a 4 + 5 + 6. He got a 10 total. Now, that doesn't mean I get a critical. It just means that I got a wound against this screaming antelope. So we're going to put our hit location cards here. We're going to take another AI card off and hope it's one of those advanced cards. I don't want to deal with those. Those are absolutely terrible. So technically, I need to do 2 more damage to know that I'm getting rid of these advanced cards and only leave them with Bite. Sadly, looking at my team, I don't really know how we're going to do that. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back here, and she's also going to hit him with her Bone Dagger. So she gets to roll 3 dice. She hits on a 7+, but she actually is in the blind spot, so it's 6, and she's got the +1 accuracy, so it's a 5. Let's see how she does. Oh, wow, she got 3 misses. Totally whiffed. I think she's going to use an encourage action, or not encourage. She's going to use a surge right now to go down to 3 and just go ahead and roll those dice again. Let's see how she does. She needs to hit this thing. Oh, there we go. We got one of our survival back, so it goes back to 4. That's awesome, but sadly, I only hit once. I was hoping to hit twice because we really got to get rid of these AI cards. All right, let's see where we hit. We hit right here. It's got a reflex. The monster turns to face the attacker. Oh, I think I remember all these from looking at it with the cat eye circlet. All right, we're going to roll a d10 and hopefully do some wounds. Oh, we got a critical. That's awesome. It says gain 1 screaming antelope resource. Blood runs down the screaming antelope's side. The blood loss weakens the monster. It gains a -1 toughness token. Oh, that's going to be awesome. So we're going to discard this card. The reflex does not happen because we were able to critically wound it. We're going to take a card off there and we're going to grab a shank bone, strangely jointed. All right, we're going to take that. So at this point, I believe he's the only one that hasn't been able to do anything. He attacked, but he hasn't surged yet. He's going to surge to, again, go ahead and hit this screaming antelope. So Caramon needs a 4+ sitting in that blind spot. Let's see how he does. He hit once. Okay, that's good enough. As long as he can do the damage, that's all that matters. All right, so we don't need a failure here. Let's just wound this guy. Come on. We got a 3 + 6 is 9. That's enough to wound our screaming antelope. So we're going to take the final AI card off. So all he's got left is Bite. We're going to discard our hit location card. And now I believe it's going to be our antelope's turn. But we have to move Riverwind first. I guess he can try to run up. So Riverwind is way in the distance. It's like, hey guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe he's got 6 speed actually. Let's take a look. Yeah, Riverwind actually has 6 speed. Wow, look at this guy. He's just running as fast as he can. All right, now we're going to go to your monster's turn. The only card he has is Bite. It says closest survivor in field of view. The closest survivor in field of view is 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be Kitiara. So he's going to move over and attack Kitiara with the Bite card. So it's going to have a speed of 1 and accuracy of 2, but it's got the -1 accuracy token, so it's a 3. Oh, he also has that -1 toughness token. I got to give him that. And he gets 2 damage. So our Bite is going to have a speed of 1, and he needs to get a, what, 3+? I don't have any. Oh, I do have evasion. Oh, that's going to be awesome. All right, well, that evasion didn't help me. I got an 8. All right, let's see what he hit. He hit the body. I haven't been hitting the body yet. We're going to go ahead and take the 2 damage to the body, or I could just dodge it right now. I think we're just going to dodge it. She's going to go ahead and dodge. She's going to go down to 2. 2 survival. That's totally fine. She can dodge this attack. And we're going to go ahead and hopefully destroy this screaming antelope. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and check our hit location cards because we haven't seen that trap in a while. So hopefully, oh, there it is. Okay, so I can only hit twice before that, and that thing's going to pop up. All right, so we're going to use Caramon first. He's going to go 1, 2 right there, and he's going to go ahead and hit with that Butcher's Cleaver again. So he needs a 4+ with that Butcher's Cleaver because it hits on a 5 normally, but he's in the blind spot. Oh my gosh, he totally missed. Wow. I think, again, he's just going to surge right now and go for it. So he's going to go ahead and go down to 2. Let's see if he gets that survival back. He got the survival back, so I'm not even going to erase it. He's going to roll 2 dice. He needs a 4 better. He hit once. Oh, I was hoping he hit twice. All right, so we're going to see what this does. It does absolutely nothing. Let's see how he does against it. He got a 5 + 6, so that's 11. That's the wound we need. So we're going to go ahead and discard our hit location. We're going to take our last wound card, put it there. Now, of course, we still have to wound this, which is a move to attack target. Speed 2, accuracy 2, and damage 1. Closest knockdown survivor in range. No target. Oh my gosh, we have to hit him now. If there's not a knockdown survivor, he's going to just go ahead and start healing himself. Oh, I didn't even realize that. All right, this is bad news. We got to wound him somehow. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to surge with Kitiara. She's going to go down to 1 survival so that we can knock that trap down to the bottom again. I don't even know what these are. Failure, wounds. All right, those 2 are going there. Oh, wait a minute. The wound one. What does it say? Your attack disables the monster's powerful running muscles. The screaming antelope gains a -1 movement token. Sure, that's great. What's this one? Giant snaps shut. Jason monster, you spend 1 survival to react quickly or suffer 3 damage to the arm location. Oh, that would be terrible. Oh, and I totally forgot. Gold Moon had to spend an action to get her weapon back. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, I got to find a better way of keeping track of that next time I fight this thing. Also, he has that -1 toughness token, so we're going to put that over there. All right, we're going to have to figure out how to hit this guy. Well, we've got this guy, 1, 2, 3. He can run in with his fists and tooth. Do I really want to put the entire weight of the world on Fists and Tooth Boy here? I think so. Come on, Riverwind, you can do it. So Riverwind needs a 6+. Come on, let's hit this guy. Oh, he got 2 hits. That's awesome. All right, he's got 2 chances to kill this thing. All right, I don't think that this gets anything. No, he doesn't have anything for a perfect hit, only for a actual critical wound. All right, let's see what we're going to go first. I think we're going to go for the, what's the wound location? Yeah, we're going to do the wound location first. That's going to be fantastic. We're going to go for the restless inner thigh. Let's see if he gets it. He got a 6, plus he doesn't have any extra strength, I don't think. So he needs to get like an 8+, doesn't he? Oh my gosh, he does. All right, so this one failed. All right, oh man, I don't want him to fail on this one. Suffer 3 damage to the arms. He doesn't have 3. Oh, he's got to roll on the table. All right, let's wound this guy. All right, he got it. Oh no, he failed. Oh no, this is going to be really bad. Okay, so, oh no. All right, failure. The giant maw snaps shut. If you are adjacent to the monster, you must spend 1 survival to react quickly. Oh, or suffer. Okay, he can do that. He can go ahead and use the survival so he doesn't take the 3 damage to the arms. Wow, that had been absolutely terrible. All right, so that was an absolute failure. So we're going to discard our palette, and then we're going to go ahead and see what our basic action is. Closest knockdown survivor in range. I don't have anybody knocked down, so it's going to go ahead and graze. And our graze, of course, is full move towards the closest acanthus plant. Well, of course, that's this one. So he's going to go hum-de-dum-de-dum, 1, 2, right over here, and he's going to eat this acanthus plant. Num, 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 num. Maybe I can, oh, he could be near or on it. So we're going to put him on it. I think we're going to go 1, 2, 3, just like that, because that's going to be awesome. All right, he's going to go right there, eat this acanthus plant, which means he's going to heal 1. Which means I have to move the top card to the bottom of the eye deck. Well, this is the only card in the eye deck, so now we have to deal with that as well as the actual location card. Okay, so we have to really kill this guy. So it's gonna be our turn now. I think it's gonna be, oh, we have that trap right on top. So she's gonna have to knock that trap down. So we're gonna look at the top 3 cards, and we're gonna go ahead and put them in any order. That one's not gonna matter. And that one's not going to matter, but this one does. So we're going to go ahead and put them in that order, put them back on top. Now, of course, I can't hit it with my dagger because there's a chance I could hit 3 times. So we're going to have to send Caramon in again. 1, 2, 3 to right here, and he's going to have to use this axe. So I get to roll 2 dice, and I need a 4 or better on these dice. I hit both times, a 4 and an 8, which is perfect. All I need to do is these 2 wounds, and we've beat this guy. So let's see how we do. Doesn't really matter which one I wound first. I'm going to go for this one first, the furry tail. Let's see what we do. Oh, we got a critical hit on that one. It says gain a screaming anti-resource. All right. We got, what is this? Mushy gums. It's an organ that says difficult to pry apart. All right, we're going to take that. Caramon's in love with that. All right, that was awesome. What else does it say? The screaming antelope is off balance. The monster gains -1 accuracy token. Oh, this thing's just going down. All right, now we're going to see what we do against the restless muzzle. And we got a 4. Plus 6 is 10. That's enough. We've done 2 wounds to our screaming antelope. He's finally dead. So we're going to go ahead and do 1 damage here, 1 damage here, and our antelope is dead. Let's go ahead and claim our resources. So it says here, rewards. When the monster is defeated, any survivor with plus 20 insanity are driven mad with the monster's death wail. They vanish, screaming into the darkness, never to be seen again. We got really lucky. Riverwind is sitting at 18 insanity right now. All right, our rewards are 4 basic and 4 screaming antelope resources. So we're going to mix up our basic resources. We're going to go ahead and grab a couple of those, and let's see what we get. We're going to gain 1, 2, let's take 3 and 4 right there. All right, next we're going to go ahead and take our antelope resources, mix them up a little bit. Now, of course, I didn't put the ones we've already gained back in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to gain these on top of what we gained during the actual encounter. So we got a monster hide, another monster hide, another monster hide, wow, and a broken lantern. Oh, those were our basic resources. Those weren't the greatest. All right, what we get here? Large flat tooth. When you gain this, a survivor of your choice gains +1 insanity. All right, we'll work on that. Screaming brain. Let's see here. Consume. Archive this and gain survival up to the current limit. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right. Spiral horn. That's just a bone. Moans balefully when blown. Oh, that's kind of cool. And then last we got another pelt. All right, so we've got some things we can do. We have to give somebody insanity. I think it's going to be Caramon. Caramon right now has 5 insanity. I'm going to give him 1 more to 6, just so we can make sure we keep him with that butcher's cleaver. If it ever drops below 3, he can't wield it. Now, of course, we also have iron, another flat tooth, shank bone, this crab spider, consume, archive this and gain 3 survival, beefsteak, and mushy gums. Oh, I think I already said mushy gums. Yeah, I think I did. Okay, so we have a lot. Look at all these resources we have. This is going to be awesome. So we're going to move into the settlement phase, and then we're going to do another hunt phase to find out who we're going to hunt next. And in the comments below, I want you to tell me who I should hunt next. Should I go for another screaming antelope, or should I go back to the white lion? It's your choice. You can decide the fate of our survivors. And that concludes our showdown with the antelope. We were able to take him down. I know I made a few errors. I apologize. I know I forgot to knock her down in the very first attack with those giant kickback or whatever. And I forgot about her losing her weapon. That was my fault. But I hope you enjoyed it so much. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button. Also, hit that bell symbol, and you'll know when the settlement video comes out. Also, please feel free to leave anything in the comments below. I'd love to hear from everyone. Right now, I think we're doing pretty good in the world of Kingdom Death. Our survivors are building up, our civilization is moving forward, and things aren't going too bad as long as we don't get attacked by a giant sword lady that came through and killed 2 of my people in 1 shot. Thanks again so much for watching, and if you're excited to see if our survivors can live through the world of Kingdom Death, then I need you to meet me at the table.